jump in to help without being asked and take good care of Costy when his family's not around. Our Ricci cousins, the DeVesto family, could not be here tonight, but wanted to match donations up to $5,000. So your t-shirt and auction items are all being doubled tonight for the CMTA. I would like to welcome Gina Sweeney of the CMTA. She came in from Pennsylvania this morning and has been helping out and getting to know everybody. Thank you. Thank you to my dad for coming up with the Humes Challenge and matching donations in Massachusetts this year. And also to Victor and Mary Ricci for sharing Vittorio's story in the CMTA with all their friends and family. Who hasn't been mentioned before and really should be, a girl who has been to many appointments, sat in the audience with a camera. She has gotten up early in this school to support Vittorio. I want to tell her that she is a star and Vittorio is lucky to have his biggest supporter and also little sister, Emma. She always makes the sacrifice without being asked, so thank you, Emma. 2 years ago, I joined the CMTA by creating Vittorio's Circle of Friends, because I didn't know anything about CMT. I can't count the number of appointments I have made for Vittorio in 2 years, but somewhere upwards of 30. More than half of those were to the orthodontist office, which is why there's a brace on the t-shirt this year. Last year, I became a co-facilitator for the CMT Boston Support and Action Group along with Mimi Corrigan. It's nice to have some members and their families here with us tonight. Once I learned Mass General was working towards becoming a center of excellence for CMT, I introduced myself to every doctor and social worker I could. Our group needs CMT doctors and the center needs patients. Our members now meet quarterly at Mass General. And 2 weeks ago, Vittorio had a 6-month checkup at the newly approved Center of Excellence for CMT at Mass General. During his 3-hour evaluation, many people came in to meet him, not for his CMT, but for everything else he does. There are several types of CMT in various stages of drug development. Type 1A is the closest to human trials right now. As researchers get closer, more pharmaceutical companies want to be involved. On September 10, Pat Livney, the CEO, will come to our support group in Boston. It was this fundraiser last year that earned Boston the gift of having Mr. Livney come speak at one of our meetings. So I will thank you all again. You all have an open invitation to attend. I attended last year's patient conference in Orlando and heard Mr. Livney's address 150 people with CMT. For the first time, I let out a sigh of relief. This man has our back, and it's not all on me. CMT, or Charcot-Marie-Tooth, is the underdog disease. There are no ads or TV commercials. I think having a progressive peripheral neuropathy deserves a spotlight. And tonight we have 150 people supporting CMT, and this is my Christmas Eve, my birthday, and my Mother's Day. 2 years ago, no one knew about CMT, including my family. Now I see CMTA t-shirts and bracelets everywhere. Sometimes Emma will say, "Mom, look, there's someone wearing a CMTA shirt." And even if the sleeves are cut off, we know the shirts and what the event was. More importantly, we know another person knows about CMT, and we help make that happen. So I thank you all for making tonight another success. This is what change looks like, and I have no doubt we are doing that now. So thank you all very much.
I get an intro song now, so that's pretty good. Okay, thank you all for coming tonight. It's great to see everyone here. Everything that I'm about to talk about wouldn't have been possible without all of you. Your time and donations have made a huge impact with the CMTA and with my family. Alright, you all better know who I am, so I'm going to skip the usual introduction and get right into it. For tonight's fundraiser, we stepped up our game and added a video to show the events that have happened in the past. Everything's here, TV spots, fundraisers, my dad dancing. Last September, my family and I had a booth at our town's Apple Festival. We passed out bracelets and spread awareness throughout our community. And we also needed a way to sell off the hundreds of t-shirts that no one bought from last year. We took a trip to the Massachusetts State House. If you remember, Senator Bruce Carr was present at last year's event. He helped get a resolution declaring September 2013 CMT Awareness Month, signed by the Senate, and after many hours of laboring and anticipation for the long walk to the podium and the standing ovations, I still had senators asking me about my tooth disease. I finally took the long trip last December to Iowa to visit Dr. Shai, a CMT specialist. He confirmed that I have CMT, but an undiagnosed type. I still do not know what type of CMT exactly, but he's conducting a blood test to determine that info. I had all the tests done at Shai's office, all the needles, all the electrocutions, all over again. But the most painful part of the visit was most definitely the walk to the hospital in the sub-zero temperatures. I never knew Iowa could be that brutal with the wind chill, and I couldn't feel my face for hours. We were too cheap to get a cab. Finally, after many unrelenting phone calls from my mom, Mass General Hospital was provided a conference room for the Boston CMT Support and Action Group to hold quarterly meetings. The hospital is now a center of excellence for CMT, similar to the one in Iowa. It is great news for Boston Group members, but the hospital staff probably hates my family now because we called it so many times. The local Fox News channel visited Boxford for their Zip Trip segment, and I was one of the 3 people interviewed for the Hometown Hero segment. But yeah, I got to bring my friends on and get them out of practice, so it was fun. In December, I was on TV again for the Channel 7 Class Act segment, which might come up next, I don't know. It came as a surprise to me. I was pulled out of health class for an interview, and my class had organized the event, for pulling something off like that. The camera crew followed me to lunch, where they filmed me ordering food, which everyone thought was pretty weird. The film crew asked me to do it again, so they could get on camera. So I got up, I got more ketchup, and I dropped my lunch all over the floor. That didn't make it on TV, but I wish it did. At last year's CMTA Patient Conference, recipients of the Junior Volunteer of the Year Award, and it was another surprise I wasn't expecting. And Gina Sweeney made my introduction and handed me the award along with Pat Livney, the CEO. In athletic news, last Saturday, my mom and I completed a century ride, or 100 miles on a bike. And it was pretty fun. Every 20 miles is a new emotion. First you're nervous, then you're excited, and then you're bored, and then you're just angry because you want to be over. And finishing a ride, no one was there to greet us but pain. And it was really the worst pain imaginable, and it lasted all night. But miraculously, the next day we were fully healed. It must have been those athletic supplements they passed out. And finally, I have a little bit of a surprise. Neurology Now is a popular medical magazine that focuses on neurological disorders. And I had the honor of publishing an article in the most recent. You don't don't get a chance to see it here tonight, it's also online at neurologynow.com. And I've received a lot of comments on Facebook from people talking to me about it. I think that there are copies of the magazine over on the table. So thanks to Gina Sweeney for making the trip all the way up to Gloucester, and my family for their support, and my friends and fellow Masco students for making it. But there was one thing that we lacked last year, and that was a big group photo. So everyone come in the middle. We're going to try to get a big photo.
He wants to hit this again.